Welcome to Donmar TV News Channel, mga balita sa buwan ng Nobyembre.
Isang lang po tanong ko, Mr. Speaker. Kasi po hindi klaro sa akin yung stupid. Sinabi nyo may mga stupid na hindi ho nag-implementa po ba o hindi naintindihan kung ano yung dapat na polisiya o yung pong isinagawang kampanya on the geohazard maps, Mr. Speaker. I'd just like to clarify that. Who are the stupid people you are referring to, Honorable Atienza, the Honorable Mr. Speaker?
We ask the gentleman to repeat the question.
Mr. Speaker, nagsabi po kayo may mga stupid. Sabi niyo may stupid na hindi in-implement o hindi po kinilala yung policy. Sino po ba yung stupid doon, Mr. Speaker? Yun na lang po ang aking huling gustong linawin.
Sinasabi ko po ay it is stupidity on the part of any government, any administration who refuses to accept the challenge of doing something about saving the lives and properties of Filipinos. Yung Laguna de Bay, dapat po yan ay na-dredge na noong panahon pa ni Presidente Arroyo. 2 taon po pinag-aralan yan at sinuri ng iba't ibang kagawaran, pinag-usapan sa kabinete, inaprubahan unanimously. Yan po yung napakagandang technology sapagkat pinakamodernong technology yung gagamitin dyan. Hindi po yan yung ordinary dredging na tutukutin lang putik, yung putik lalagay sa pampang. Dating ng ulan, babalik po yung putik. Yan po yung technology na ginagamit ngayon ng mga makabagong bansa na seryoso sa kanilang paghanap ng solusyon sa baha. Na yung basura at putik sa ilalim ay nakokolekta sa teknolohiyang ito na kung tawagin na UPOC, UPOC, underground placement with overhead covering. Kapagkat yung basura, yung putik, yung burak ay inililibing sa gitna ng karagatan na hinuhukay itong Belgian company with the use of very modern heavy equipment. Yan po ginagamit ng US Naval Forces, yan ang ginagamit ng European government, at nakakuha tayo ng magandang kasunduan sa bansa ng Belgium. They gave us a very, very soft loan with 30% grant for the Philippines and 5-year grace period with the lowest interest rate. Mahirap pong makuha yan. Nakuha po ng administrasyon ni Pangulong Arroyo. Ako po ang sekretaryo ng kalikasan noon. And it was started to be implemented. By this time, dapat malalim na po yung Laguna de Bay. Malinaw na rin po sana ang tubig ngayon dyan. Pero anong ginawa ng sumunod na gobyerno? Tapon sa waste basket, yung pag-aaral. Wala raw yan. Walang kwenta yan. Overpriced yan. Paano mo nalamang overpriced? Hindi mo alam yung technology. Pwede kang bumili ng kotse. Kung bibilin mo Lamborghini, mahal yun. Kung bibilin mo yung bagong kotse. Endido. Kona, yung pinakamaliit. Mura lang po yun. Kaya hindi ko maintindihan. I can only use the word stupidity because it is very stupid to not even study the matter and condemn it right at the outset. Kaya ko po nagamit yung word na stupid. I'm not referring to anybody. I'm referring to the stupidity of the situation.
The stupidity of the administration that canceled the project, Mr. Speaker. The stupidity of the administration that was supposed to implement that project.
I refer to the stupidity of those who threw the whole study in the waste basket simply because it was a project of the former administration.
Yes.
Hindi namin gagamitin yan sapagkat hindi amin yan. Masakit. Binansagan pang maraming milagro dyan.
But hindi po ba yung...
Wala naman silang nakitang milagro. Pero hindi po naman kami binigyan ng commendation. Dapat meron man lamang commendation for President Arroyo for having worked on this contract. Dapat may commendation kay Secretary Atienza for having analyzed, studied, and implemented the project. But the problem is we were in the middle of starting the project nakapasok yung administrasyon na walang alam. Anyway, I am running out of words when I'd like to describe that particular administration.
Klaro
I
naman
will
po sa-
never forget Mama Sapano. I will never forget Yolanda. I will never forget the insensitivity of that administration when they allowed people to suffer in Zamboanga and other provinces in Mindanao simply because they were not ready to face the consequences and the challenges of their position. Today is a different time. Mr. Speaker, for as long as we have congressmen now who know the problems, can look forward to a more fruitful production of better laws in the 18th Congress.
But, Mr. Speaker, were you not of the same party of the administration that you are talking about? Hindi po ba nanggaling kayo sa parehong partido nung binabanggit niyong administrasyon na inyong sinisisi?
Ako po'y kapartido?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
Part.
My family co-founded the Liberal Party in Manila in 1946. I was born and I was raised as a young man as an active member of the Liberal Party. And I worked hard through different elections. Win or lose, I remained as a Liberal Party member. But somewhere in time, when there was a treachery that they committed on the sitting president, and again, I am referring to President Arroyo, when they conspired to remove her from office, I did not join the conspiracy, and I defended the truth.
Mr. Speaker.
Sinabi ko, hindi tayo nag-meeting, gawa-gawa niyo yan, and I, as chairman of the party, I will not be part of it. And I disowned their claim that the Liberal Party was demanding for the president then to step down. That caused our break. That caused my resignation from the party that I grew up with and I was born with. Very sad in my heart, but happy that I am not part of this present Liberal Party that was once upon a time committed treachery on their chairman, and that is the former president.
First and foremost, Mr. Speaker, I'm happy that the former Secretary of the Department and Natural Resources stood up and clarified a very important issue, a very important point amidst the typhoon that we have just experienced. Yung pong dumaan na bagyo, at narinig naman po natin yung maraming mga pananalita kanina, marami po ang nagsasalita tungkol sa anong bang naging sanhi ng problema. The cause or the causes of why we have flooding, we have suffering of our people, damage to property. Many people were affected by the typhoon that just passed the country. At maganda po yung binanggit ng ating privileged speaker, the Honorable Atienza, dahil unahin ko po, para lang klaro yung mga issue, Honorable Atienza, doon po ba sa region ng Region 2, which includes Isabela, Cagayan, and some other provinces, pero doon na lang po muna, pupunta ako sa Isabela, Cagayan, meron pa po ba doong mining activity o meron po bang mining contractor as of the moment in that area?
Hindi po pagkaalam, ang malaking mining company dyan ay yung Oceana Gold. Pero yan po yung nagsara na. Lagay ko wala ng operations ngayon. Akin po namang simpleng pag-aaral at pagsusuri. Ang nangyari sa Cagayan, Isabela, and many of the provinces in the north, and even in Bicol, for that matter, around Laguna de Bay, dahilan ng pagtaas ng tubig ay yung pagkakalbo ng mga bundok. The bigger problem, Mr. Speaker, is the logging that has happened, and I'm happy to note that no less than the former governor of Isabela has been charged in court. I'm talking about Governor Padaca. Akala natin ay environment protector, and yung pala'y involved. That she is being made to answer in court. Kalbong-kalbo na po ang mga bundok dyan. Kaya yung tubig na nagmumula po sa kalikasan, sa kamay ng Panginoon Diyos, ay dumadaloy sa ilog at namamaga po yung ilog at nagkakaroon po ng abnormal increase in flood waters. And this is aggravated by the opening up of the dams in the area. Kawawa po naman ng mga taong nabibigla ng pagbubukas ng mga dam na yan. Hindi po maiwasan ang maraming masawi dahil po sa abnormal na buhos ng tubig. According to the estimates of those who are knowledgeable, pag binuksan po yung mga dam, ang bumubuhos sa tubig dyan, lumalabas, ay equivalent to about 20 Olympic swimming pools. 20 per second. Sipin nyo, pag may rumaragas ang tubig na ganun ang volume, 20 Olympic pools per second. Tingnan ko kung makakapag-swimming pa tayo o makakailag tayo. Yan po mga dahilan, Mr. Speaker. At kung meron bang mga mining dyan, marami dyan, small mining activities. Yun ang aking tinukoy, tinumbok, sapagkat yun po ang talagang problema.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Tama po ang kagalang-galang na Atienza na dyan po sa lugar ng Isabela, Cagayan ay walang kasalukuyang mining operations. Kung meron po, yung pong Oceana Gold ay nasa Nueva Vizcaya. At yan po'y malayo dun sa lugar na sinasabi nating nagkaroon ng masamang epekto ng pagdaan ng bagyo, pagtaas ng tubig. Diyan po sa lugar na yan, at alito naman po'y alam din ng kagalang-galang Atienza, meron po dyan mga mining ng magnetite sand. At yan pong magnetite sand na yan po'y nasa shoreline ng Cagayan. At noong pong araw, pinag-uusapan nila na kung pwedeng magkaroon ng dredging doon po sa Cagayan River. Which goes back to my point. Doon pong araw, may nag-a-apply, ide-dredge nila ang Cagayan River na dahil lang nga po nagkakaroon ng overflow, dahil mataas na po siltation, yan po'y hindi natuloy at nagkaroon ng maraming komplikasyon. But if only they will allow the private sector, of course, with guidelines, of course, within the parameters of the Environmental Compliance Certificate, magkakaroon po ng libreng dredging. Pero nangyari ho, hindi pinayagan, nagkaproblema, hanggang ngayon patuloy. At yan po'y batay sa mga scientifico at technical na pag-aaral sa lugar ng Isabela, Cagayan. That is why I agree with the Honorable Atienza pag sinabi niya pong parang namang yung mga ginagawang paggusga, walang batayan. These are just blanket statements to blame mining, for that matter, in order to point to a culprit that has caused the problem in the flooding of Cagayan. And yet, if they only allow dredging, that would have been a solution to a ₱1 billion problem. A private sector company or companies can take over and clear the Cagayan River in order to do away with the siltation that they are presently experiencing, Honorable Atienza, Mr. Speaker. Now, Mr. Speaker, the second point, bago ako pumunta doon sa logging, ang isa nilang binanggit na lugar ay yung pong lugar ng Bicol. Na sinabi nila marami daw pong nagkakwari at yun daw po ang naging sani. Again, wala ho akong nakitang malinaw na batayan dito. Kasi nakita ko po yung mga bato. At dahil na rin po ako naman din ay napunta sa DNR, napag-aralan natin yung mga sitwasyon na ganyan, yung pong mga nahulog ay mga bato na gumulong galing sa bundok. And these were not stones or aggregates na minina. Because ibang-iba po ang karakter ng minina kesa doon sa bato na binuo, Mr. Speaker and Honorable Atienza. And I agree with you again, doon sa pinunto nyo, na dapat sana magkaroon ng scientifico-technical na pag-aaral bago magsalita ang mga tao kung ano talaga ang naging sani ng problema sa lugar ng Bicol, which is another area which was hit by the flooding and the heavy rains, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Atienza.